A very good evening to distinguished Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests. A warm welcome to meeting number 3 of the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters Club. It is going to be another power-packed evening where we will dive into learnings, prepared speeches, and double evaluations, and much more. So without further ado, let's begin this meeting with a small poem based on the theme of today's session, Vision to Action. It starts with an inner desire, a vision bold, each one aspires, a voice unsure, but hope is clear, to face the crowd, to lose the fear, a speech, a role, whatever the part. Passion speaks straight from the heart. In every role, we earnestly try to elevate, outshine, and learn to fly. Our vision alone can't pave the way unless we persevere, speak, not shy away. We lead, grow, we learn to stand with confidence, grit, and purpose planned. So let's rise. No dream is small. With action steps, we'll conquer it all. Through each speech, each role, and interaction, we'll take a leap from vision to action. Hope you are all charged to take a leap ahead and move forward, taking action in today's meeting. I'm Toastmaster Priya Singh, your Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. As the Sergeant at Arms, I would like to highlight some key points for the meeting. The meeting is scheduled for 2 hours, and you are all requested to stay tuned till the entire duration of the meeting to get maximum benefit of it. Your video should be on and your audio should be off unless you are called upon to speak or you need to speak. Regarding the topics of sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International does not have any restrictions to speak on these topics, at the Gabbys, we request all speakers and role takers to be mindful and refrain from any controversial views on these sensitive topics. Our club mission is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Let me now hand over the stage to the presiding officer for today's meeting, who is none other than the Toastmaster Samita Kar. A 3-time Triple Crown Award winner, Toastmaster Samita Kar has completed 3 pathways and regularly represents the club at area level contests. She is a dynamic soft skills trainer and has a dream to empower women leaders. She boosts confidence, communication, and careers. An avid storyteller and a passionate traveler, her suitcase is full of stories, from bathing elephants in Sri Lanka to exploring the ruins of Nalanda. Let us all put our hands together to welcome our presiding officer, Toastmaster Samita Kar. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Let us hear it for our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Priya Singh, for opening the meeting with such a lovely poem. Good evening, everybody. We have come together for another interesting session of the Toastmasters meeting. Now, I take this opportunity to welcome all the Toastmasters, visiting Toastmasters, and guests to our meeting. Let me Is there any visiting? Yes. I can see Dhyan Reddish. I think so. I'm pronouncing your name properly. Are you a guest or a visiting Toastmaster? Can you please unmute and speak?
Yeah. You're able to hear me?
Yes, yes. Please give your introduction.
Yeah. I'm actually visiting Toastmaster. I'm part of Del Sukti Club.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Please stay for the meeting, and we would like to hear from you at the end of the meeting. I can also see Shushma. Shushma, are you a visiting Toastmaster or a guest?
No. I'm a visiting Toastmaster. So this is my first online Toastmasters meeting I'm attending. I'm from BDTCI Reciters Club.
Okay, welcome, welcome. Can we have a quick introduction, 15 to 20 seconds introduction?
Yes. So actually, I'm working in medical device industry. I'm into the domain of
We have
regulatory
lost
affairs.
you.
Um,
Okay.
Okay, so I am into the domain of medical device regulatory affairs. So I am working for Greater Asia region. So I am dealing with at least 25 countries and helping medical device to come into market in those countries by mitigating with Ministry of Health of all the countries. So my role is in dossier submission and getting approvals on the time so that the supply chain doesn't break. So I'm into medical domain. That's a
Thank you.
small
Thank
intro.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Please stay till the end of the meeting, and we would love to hear from you then. And I can also see BTM Ashita. Ashit,
Okay,
yes.
good evening to all of you. So I'm a visiting Toastmaster from District 120. My club's name is Chennai Speakers Forum. So somebody from District 120, I think you may know her, Toastmaster Jyoti Thomas. I think she was invited to be a member here, and that's why I came to know about Gabbys. And so I'm just visiting to see how things are here. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining this meeting today. Please stay till the end of the meeting, and we would love to hear from you then.
Sure.
Okay, so if you were coming for the meeting for the first time, please use the chat, give your brief introduction, and please stay till the end of the meeting. Yes, Toastmaster Nancy, you want to say something? Mm, Toastmaster Nancy, we can't hear you. Okay, I can see her hand raised.
I think we lost her.
We lost her. Okay, we'll come back to her. So all the Toastmasters who have joined us, please stay till the end, and we would love to hear from. For the interest of those who are not Toastmasters, a guest, a very quick introduction of our Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters, this platform was started by Dr. Ralph S. Smedley in 1924. This is a platform for public speaking and leadership. But then when we come here, we get so much more every single day, whatever role it is, whether it is a speech or a role taker, we get so much out of these meetings. In Gabby's, we have two families, which means we have two meetings, one on a Tuesday, one on a Saturday. So every week, there are lots of roles and speaking slots for us to pick up and keep on learning. Members, please pay attention. Now, we have the contest season starting and gear up for it. So you have the humorous speech contest and the table topic contest. Please get ready for these contests. We have the contests already. It has been hosted in our clubs. Still, once more, I will remind you that the Gabbys Online Advanced Toastmasters Club will have the table topic club contest on 9 September and humorous speech contest on 16 September. And Gabby's will have the table topic on 13th September and humorous speech club contest on 20th September. And we expect all of you to please come and register yourself and be prepared to deliver those speeches. Today's meeting is one of very special meeting because we have a guest and he will be speaking about something which we all working professionals would want to know. And for that, I would call on the Toastmaster of the day who will take this meeting forward. Toastmaster of the day has a unique blend of creativity and logic, being both a visual designer and an engineer. This rare combination shapes her perspective, allowing her to tackle challenges with imaginative flair and analytical precision. She has joined Toastmasters with a clear and inspiring goal to become a more confident and impactful speaker. Please put your hands together for our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Mamta Jain. Over to you, Toastmaster Mamta Jain.
Thank you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Samita, for the warm introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Welcome to today's meeting where our theme is Vision to Action. Let's play a quick game. I will share a few everyday scenarios and you tell me, is it a vision or an action? So everyone, please turn on your videos and listen carefully. Making a New Year's resolution to read 20 books. It's a vision or an action?
Vision.
Exactly, a classic vision. Attending your first Toastmasters meeting.
Action.
Right. Planning a trip with your family.
Vision.
Yes,
Action.
correct. It's vision. Visualizing yourself giving a TED talk.
Vision.
Correct, a powerful vision.
I think a vision which should be converted into reality.
Right. Rehearsing and delivering a club level speech.
Action.
Absolutely. Thank you all for your energy and participation. Let's keep that momentum going. Every great leader, every impactful initiative, and every meaningful change begins with a vision. But a vision alone isn't enough. What turns dreams into milestones and ideas into impact is action. In the corporate world, in our personal lives, and especially in Toastmasters, vision is just the beginning. What truly drives progress is consistent action. The courage to show up, accept feedback, grow from it, and keep moving forward. That is the foundation of real growth. And today, we will see this idea come to life through an insightful educational session on a very relevant topic, performance management in corporates. This session will explore how organizations convert their goals into outcomes by aligning vision into execution through structured performance systems. From planning a speech to becoming a better leader, Toastmaster is a live model for turning vision into action. Today, our meeting is packed with opportunities to learn and grow. We have three exciting segments lined up: an educational session on performance management, followed by prepared speeches, and ending with the evaluation segment, where feedback turns efforts into excellence. Turning vision into action is not about effort, it is about timing. Our timer makes sure we speak with purpose within limits. Let's now meet Toastmaster Gurdit Singh, who will keep time for our speakers. Toastmaster Gurdit Singh, on a journey to be an impactful communicator and professional territory business manager, a recent entrant to the corporate world trying to juggle with never-ending tasks. Please put your hands together for our timer, Toastmaster Gurdit Singh. Please explain your role, Toastmaster Gurdit Singh. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mamta. So as the timer of the meeting, I'll be noting the time taken by the educational speaker and the speeches as well, and also the evaluators. So I'll be showing three cards. First one being the green card, which represents the safe time taken for the evaluation or the speech or the educational content. And second one being the yellow card, which will be shown at the midpoint of the speech. And third one will be the red card, which will be shown at the point where the speaker has reached the maximum time of their speech. Today, which the allotted time is 10 to 15 minutes. I'll be showing the green card at 10 minutes and yellow card at 12 minutes and red card at 15 minutes. For the speeches, for the prepared speeches, we have the time limit for 5 to 7 minutes. So I'll be showing the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at 6 minutes, and the red card at 7 minutes. And for the evaluations, we have the time range of 2 to 3 minutes. So it will be same, a green card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and a red card at 3 minutes. So there will be a grace period of 30 seconds for all. And I'll be presenting my report at the end of the session when called upon by the General Evaluator or TMOD. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gurdit. That was clear, concise, and beautifully delivered. Well done. Let's begin our first segment, the educational session, titled Performance Management in Corporates. What happens behind closed doors? We often hear the term performance management, but what does it really involve? How do organizations measure, assess, and align individual performance with company vision? And what really happens during those hush-hush appraisal meetings? Today, our speaker will take us inside the world of performance reviews, expectations, leadership behaviors, and the conversations that are rarely spoken about in public, but are deeply impactful. Let's welcome Toastmaster Amit Otwani to help us explore what really happens behind closed doors in the corporate world. Amit Otwani is an accomplished human resources leader with over 14 years of experience across startups, multinational corporations, and consulting firms. Currently serving as an associate partner at Aeon's Human Capital Solutions, he specializes in organizational transformation, talent management, and executive compensation, often navigating complex M&A scenarios. His career includes leadership roles at Udan.com, Philips Lightning, and Korn Ferry Hay Group, reflecting a rare blend of hands-on and advisory expertise. With a background in physics and an MBA, Amit combines analytical depth with a passion of holistic problem solving. He is known for his curiosity, commitment to growth, and people-centric leadership. Over to you, Toastmaster Amit Otwani.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mamta, for that very good introduction about me. Can I request the host of the meeting to allow the presenter mode to be on for me because I'm not able to share any content. Okay, now it is. All right. Thank you so much. Just allow me a minute and I will get started. Okay, I hope you can view my screen, Toastmaster Mamta, if you can confirm and you can hear me as well.
Yes, I can see.
Okay, all right. I'll get started. And first of all, thank you for the opportunity. Let me ask a question to start this topic. I know it's a very relevant and a pertinent topic, but let me start with the question. How many of you here in this meeting today, at some point of time in your career, have been denied a promotion which you think you really deserved? If you can just say a yes in the chat box. Or how many of you think you are in the meeting today have been denied a salary increment which you would deserve? Or how many of you sitting here today have been denied an on-site opportunity which you think you deserve? Now, I would request all of you to think about that particular moment. I'm sure, I think, all of you would have been there at some point of time during your career, professional or personal journey, especially professional journey. Now, think about that time. What do you think was the reason for that to happen? Would you attribute that reason to your manager? Or would you attribute that reason to your manager's manager? Or would you attribute that reason to the circumstances? Or finally, would you attribute that reason to yourself? Now, for those of you who are thinking that it was because of your manager or manager's manager, I think it requires a bit of deeper thinking. Now, I think, for those of you who are thinking about it happened, from your own perspective and because of your own self, think about what was the kind of missing thing over there. Ladies and gentlemen, the game of career success has changed today. And especially with the onslaught of COVID pandemic, the game has been completely redefined. Let me tell you about a friend of mine who is working in the corporate world, and a similar kind of a story which we are seeing with her as well. My my friend's name is Priya. She currently heads sales for an FMCG company. She joined this organization as a management trainee almost 15 years back. She quickly learned the art of the corporate world and rose through the ranks. Mind you, she managed to achieve last 12 quarter results quarter on quarter. And she has exhibited all the qualities of a good team manager. Her team trusts her and also is open to hearing the instructions from her. Recently, it happened in this FMCG company that the CEO of the organization, whom Priya reports to, was asked to go for an international assignment. And hence, the CEO chair fell vacant. Everybody was expecting that Priya will be able to take up the role of CEO. Priya was also excitedly looking at this position. When the board decided to meet for this meeting, they discussed about the candidature of Priya as well. And there were other candidates from outside as well. However, the board decided that Priya lacks the X factor which is actually required for corner office. What is this X factor? Priya had all the qualities which were determinant of the right performance levels. But there was something which was missing as the X factor. Now listen to this very carefully. In the corporate environment, we call this X factor as potential. Now you would be asking, what does potential actually mean? From an organizational context perspective, potential defines your future career. Potential actually decides if the employee has the capability of not only to do her current role, but also the ability to look from a future growth and development perspective. Does the employee has the right amount of leadership capabilities to handle complex roles which just does not require team management but also require handling complex business transformations? Now, I'm going to give you a framework on the basis of which all of us can potentially succeed in terms of our corporate careers. And I would request for the next few minutes to listen to this very carefully. This could be be the defining moment of the corporate career success. Most of the organizations today measure performance. We all know about that. However, there is another added element in today's corporate language, which I mentioned to you in the last slide, which is on potential. Now, there is typically a matrix which companies form, which is of performance and potential. Like performance can be categorized in terms of high, medium, and low. Similarly, potential could be categorized in terms of high, medium, and low. There are, if as an employee demonstrates high potential and high performance, the employee is deemed as an outstanding star. And you, yes, you, all of you have to aspire to be the outstanding star in your own organization. At this point of time, you can actually be risen in terms of vertical and to a dissimilar kind of a role, or what you can aspire to is to become a future star, which basically means a high performance and medium potential, or a high potential and medium performance contributing you to be a superior contributor, which means that from a future perspective you will be able to take over the roles. And this is where companies prioritize their effort, investments, and support exhibited to the employee. This is what we call as inverted L, right? This is the inverted L. And almost about 20 to 25% of the employees are ranked here in the inverted L. And companies focus their efforts on this. Now, of course, there will be some scenarios where it will not be possible to be in this inverted L. Then, what you need to do is to be in those blue cells which are mentioned over here. Either you show very high performance and the company says that, okay, there is high performance but low potential, or it could be medium performance and medium potential, or it could be high potential, but for the current role, the performance is not very high. In this kind of a circumstance, about 60% of the employees will fall in. And here companies will still invest with some level of additional support. They may not prioritize, but the investment in terms of the learning and development is still going to be there. The next one is in terms of either a medium performance and low potential, or medium potential and low performance. A medium performance and low potential is where employees which are technical contributors falls in. And a medium potential and low performance is where indifferent contributor falls in. Here companies will typically maintain a very minimal level of effort. They will just maintain like solid citizens. They will not invest on this. And finally, there is a cell of low performance and low potential, and all of us have to stay away from this cell. These are non-contributors and ultimately will be not seen in the organization for long. Now, this is what companies are today focusing upon, not just performance, but also potential from a future success standpoint. Now, I know that all of you would ask me, how do I show my potential? Are there any ways and means to show potential? In this kind of circumstance, I would say that all employees not just have to focus on their own current job, but also think about what are some of the complex projects which they can solve the next level of organization thinking. They have to showcase your skills. Nowadays, the skill showcase is not just limited from an organization perspective, but you can use all sorts of means like LinkedIn to showcase your skills and experience. That builds your personal brand. And the third one is in terms of organizational network. The more the network which you will form, the better your chance of showing your potential to the larger audience is going to be there. And fourth one is in terms of solving organizational priorities. What are the organization level problems and not just department level problems? Anticipating the future business needs which are going to be there from an organization perspective, how it is going to change the role, the department, and the organization, and teaching the employees about that. That, ladies and gentlemen, builds the potential of the employee. Now, with this understanding, I'm sure all of you have the right tools in place to showcase your potential. Now, I'm going to switch over to a very small exercise which I would request all of you to do. This is a case study, and I have again two of my friends, Neha and Tripti. And I mentioned the self appraisal of Neha, how she looks at her own self appraisal and the comments thereof, and Tripti's manager's appraisals. What I want all of you to do is think from an organization perspective who should be prioritized in terms of potential investment, both from a career perspective and also from a development perspective. On one side, we have Neha, who thinks she has consistently achieved her business targets. She has all the ability to lead the team. Though she is focusing on business transformation, however, still keeps thinking about how she can be better in her current role. That's Neha's own assessment in terms of self appraisal. On the other side, we have Tripti. Tripti strives to learn how organizations are transforming themselves in the new digital age today and is also driving product innovation and growth. Tripti leads and builds accountability for ownership of their target, and she consistently delivers on her business results. I would request all of you to go through the case study and type in the chat box who should be prioritized in terms of potential investment. I'll wait for about 60 seconds.
In the chat, the answers are Tripti.
Great. Thank you, everyone. I think all of us now today understand how corporates are thinking of not just solving for today's problems, but also from a career perspective, are focusing from a future orientation of business problems and are prioritizing the talent which is not just ready for today, but also ready from a future perspective. Thank you, Toastmaster Mamta. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amit Odvani. Now there will be a question and answer round. Over
Yes.
to you, presiding officer, Toastmaster Samita.
Yes, you can please post your questions in the chat and I can read it out. So the first question which has come, how this is from Chanchal, how can one be technical star or potential contributors? Aren't performance and potential go hand in hand?
Okay, I think that's a great question, and thank you, Chanchal, for asking that question. I think that's where a lot of corporates employees are thinking today. What is the difference between performance and potential? I would say that yes, performance is important, and I think there is a theory also. I'm forgetting there is a PIE theory which talks about the journey of career success, which says that 20% of your success is dependent upon your performance, but the 80% of your success is dependent upon your potential, how you exhibit yourself. So yes, you can be a vertical star, which basically means that you will be able to perform very well in your current role. But do you have what it takes to think about from a future role orientation perspective also? Are you showing or exhibiting leadership, especially in technical roles, say for example, to manage a large team? You talked about the technical roles. Are you able to manage a large team? And if you are in the specialist kind of a career track, are you also thinking from a future trends perspective, what is impacting your technical role? What are the new theories which are being developed? What are the new innovations which are coming up? Are you able to showcase it to your organization? That determines your potential for your future success. I hope I have been able to answer the question.
Yes, I think so. The second question that is by Shushma, she is asking common doubt she has, that is if a woman went and came back from maternity leave, will that be having an impact on that particular impact on performance for that cycle? Like 6 months, the woman has worked excellently, and then before leaving, and the previous years she was flawless. So, what will it?
Okay. Again, a great question. But I think most of the best in class organization have absolutely go as per the uh, Maternity Benefits Act, which provides women with 6 months of maternity leave. So there is no impact per se in terms of your performance if you are on leave for the 6 months of your performance period. And since if you have demonstrated spectacularly well in your first 6 months, I think that determines your performance and your promotion criteria. In fact, I have an example in my own organization where a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, she went on a maternity break for 6 months, and then she came back, and then did exceptionally well, and she got promoted to the director level. I hope I've been able to answer that question with an example.
Yeah. So that leave that she has taken will not affect her.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's good to know. Again, Chanchal has posted a question that is for people manager. What is the sweet spot to be in? The question is focused on longevity in the same career or job or organization.
Sorry, I understood the first part of the question. Let me read this. The question is focused on longevity in the same career or job or organization. Chanchal, if you can unmute yourself, the
Sure,
second part of your question is slightly unclear.
sure. So the question is related to sticking to the same job or career or organization. What is the sweet spot I should focus while handling a team of, let's say, five?
Understood. Okay. I think this sweet spot which you need to be focused upon if you are managing a team of five is, first of all, I think of course you have to focus on performance. You have to consistently demonstrate high level of performance, right? So I think that is important. The second thing which is there is you have to be mindful about is how are you mentoring and coaching your team, right? The third thing which you have to think about is also that while you are doing mentoring and coaching of your team and you are in a people manager kind of a role, are you also preparing somebody to take over your own role? Right? You will rise only if you are able to move somebody up from your team. Right? That's what is important. And you also show aptitude to grow in your manager's role. So both are important. If the organization thinks that you are not replaceable, they will keep you in that same role. So you have to show both. One, for your team to be prepared to take your own role, and you to be prepared to take your manager's role. I hope I have been able to answer the question, Chanchal.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Any other
Thank you.
questions?
Yes, the floor is open. If anyone has any other question, they can please raise your hand. You can unmute and speak, or you can even write in the chat box. We can read it for you.
Will this material be shared? Just a question.
Okay, all right. That's a difficult question, but I think I can share it. It's not. It's mostly the material which I have prepared based on my own understanding and very limited content from an organization perspective from Eon. So I should be able to share this material. Not a problem.
Thank you. Thank you, Puneet.
I have one question. So, for example, in one performance cycle, we have a change in managers. Like currently in my current cycle of 24 to 25, we have a change of three managers. One manager stayed for 6 months, then temporary manager was there, and now yesterday we have a new manager. She will be working with us for 3 more months for this quarter, for this cycle. Now, in such scenarios, um, obviously the impact on the team will be there. Like the expectations from a performer who is doing great, that cannot be conveyed properly from the candidate to the manager. But internally, the managers they can discuss and rate one person's performance, right? But in this situation, an excellent performer, how can they convey themselves and show their potential in this scenario? Like that is what has happened to me in this cycle, and I have a performance meeting by end of this month. In August they will have a performance review meet for their managers. So that is like how can I convey the best way to my manager to show what all I have done in this year, and the potential which you talked about. Like for example, I did a course out of my own wits, and to show, and that was been discussed before with my previous manager why I am doing, and all those things if I show also, it will not have much impact I am feeling. So what is your thought and your experience with such scenarios?
Sorry, who was speaking? Can I get the name?
Sushma.
Sushma. Did this meeting come to you on a timely basis when you are new to
Yes.
a lot of projects?
Yes.
Okay. Having said that, I think the best thing for you, Sushma, to do is, and I think these career transitions or manager transitions are uh, right. So the career transitions happen, manager transitions also happen. But I think what we have to make sure, what you have to make sure is that first of all, Sushma, you are the owner of your own career. Okay, that's the principle which you always follow. Okay. Second, at every transition which happens, what you have to do is take a written feedback from your current manager, and written feedback on two counts. One, again, on performance, on your goals, how have you performed in the last 6 months, say for example for first manager, and also in terms of what are some of the action learning projects which you participated in, what are some of the things beyond your role which you were able to do. Have it in a written down documented format, and have a discussion with your manager before he or she leaves the organization. Make sure that your manager's manager is also marked on the mail, or and somebody from HR is also marked on that mail, right? So that you have a documented proof on how you have been shaping up in the last 6 months. and follow this kind of a process for every manager transition, right? It will appear to everyone that what is the kind of seriousness which you are showing in terms of your own career, and I'm sure if you are able to document it, you will come out with flying colors.
Yes, I understood the point. So what happened is the managers which moved, they have moved to another business. They are remaining in the same organization. When I went to them in one to one, the last one to ones, can you please provide a mail documented review about my performance for that duration? Both the managers said like so it is not needed because when the time comes, we will the new manager will definitely come to us and we will give you the ratings, the review, feedback, and everything. So when that comes from a from a director level, director who was a temporary manager and a senior manager, that time
sorry.
I am speechless.
So
Yes, I'm
Shravani, take this
sorry.
personal question. This is
Yes,
I'm
I'm sorry.
separating, and there is a red
I'm
card which I see. The entire
yes.
meeting will go into
So,
this otherwise.
yeah. So what you can do, you can connect with him and speak to him later. So that was all about the question answer sessions. Thank you so much for such an interesting session. And the chart that you have prepared will help us think where we are in that chart, where we don't want to be at all, and where we would absolutely love to be. That gave us a very clear indication of where what we need to do. Thank you so much for the session today. Now we will
Thank you, Toastmaster Samita.
so now we will have a I'll hand it over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samita and Amit Otwani, for that eye-opening session. You have not only helped us understand performance management, but also reminded us that feedback and action are the heartbeat of growth, both in companies and in ourselves. Let's now take a short 5-minute break to stretch, refresh, and reflect on everything we have just learned. We will resume shortly with our prepared speeches segment, where we will see more examples of vision coming to life through spoken words. We will reconvene at 8:21 p.m. for the next exciting session. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you are feeling refreshed and re energized. Before we continue, let's switch gears for a moment, not to relax, but to energize with a quick game. We are about to kick off a virtual scavenger hunt, a fast, fun activity to get you moving, laughing, and thinking on your feet. I will call out a common item, and you will have 5 seconds to find it and show it on your camera. The first person to appear on screen with that item wins the round. So get ready to jump from vision to action quite literally. Let's see who is quick, who is clever, and who is just lucky today. So get ready. A notebook with handwritten notes. Yes, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal, Priya Singh, and Toastmaster Samita. Impressive speed. Toastmasters in action. Something with your company logo on it. Hurry up. Okay. Next. A pen that is not black or blue.
It's pink.
Yes, Toastmaster Nancy.
I just shared the
Toastmaster
company
Renu.
logo when you moved on already. Really slow.
Looks like you had the item ready to go. A coffee mug with something written on it. Do you have on your table? Yeah. Toastmaster Stephan Marcello. A book you are currently reading. Yes, Toastmaster Puneet Surana, Toastmaster Nancy Goel, Toastmaster Gurdit Singh, Toastmaster Stephan Marcello. You are all in motion. It's in vision turned into fun. A calendar or a planner. Yes, Toastmaster Smita, Toastmaster Stephen Marcello, Toastmaster Nancy, Toastmaster Gurdit Singh. I feel like you live in a stationery shop. Next, something round that is not a coin. Something round that is not a coin. Yeah, Toastmaster Stephen, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal, Toastmaster Samita. Yeah. Vision in action in under 5 seconds. Nicely done. And that wraps up our virtual scavenger hunt. Thank you all for your enthusiastic participation. Before we dive into the second segment, our prepared speeches, let's meet the person who will guide us through the third and final segment of today's meeting, the evaluation segment. This segment is where reflection meets refinement. And at the heart of it is our general evaluator, who observes the entire meeting, ensures everything runs smoothly, and offers valuable insights to help us all grow. Leading the team of evaluators and role players with a sharp eye and a supportive spirit, please welcome Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. Toastmaster Renu Kaushal is a certified soft skills and post trainer and an inspiring image consultant. She is passionate about connecting with people, understanding their stories, and helping them grow through meaningful conversations. Outside work, she finds joy in cooking and nurturing her garden, both deeply grounding pursuits that keep her connected to the present. Please put your hands together for our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. Please explain your role, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Mamta. A very good evening to all fellow Toastmasters and all guests present in the room. So, as General Evaluator for today's meeting, I'll be observing the meeting and which I've already started doing off. So, I'm closely watching the meeting. My role is just to see the quality of the meeting, the content that is being shared, how the time is being managed, how the transitions within the meeting, how they are being handled. Are they smooth? Are they not smooth? So I will be evaluating the performance of all the role players and again, the audience engagement thereon. So I've been taking note of everything and I'll be again taking note of what all went well and what could be done better. And even the things that didn't have go well and should ideally be going well. So stay tuned for a constructive review as we move forward. So So as for the Toastmasters meetings, they are just not about speech or the speaking thing. They are more about the learning, listening, and observing, and which helps us to improve ourselves. So I'm not doing this all by myself. I'm being supported by a very fantastic team that help us all grow in subtle but powerful ways. So the first member of my team, you have all been introduced to him. He is the timer of the day, Toastmaster Gurdit. And next on my team is the language evaluator. Can we spotlight my team, please? Yes, thank you. Next on my team is the language evaluator. So if the timer of our meeting is the heartbeat, then I should say the language evaluator is the lifeblood. And that flows through every word, capturing the richness, the rhythm, the clarity that we have in our language. So language evaluator for today's meeting is DTM Nancy Goel. DTM Nancy, she's a director and partner at Practive Consulting and Training, a vibrant consulting and training service company. She comes with more than 10 years of entrepreneurial experience and a strong expertise in business intelligence and data analytics. DTM Nancy is the charter president of the Gabbys Club, and she's currently serving as VP Education of the Gabbys. Over to you, DTM Nancy. Please explain your role.
Thank you so much, our General Evaluator Toastmaster Renu, for such a warm introduction. Good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests. I will be playing the role of language evaluator. I play a very unique role in today's meeting. My job is to focus on how effectively language enhances or detracts from communication. This role is a thoughtful blend of three traditional responsibilities: accounter, grammarian, and wordmaster, but with a twist. I'll be noting filler words and sounds like or repeated words, but only when they interfere significantly with speech clarity or impact. Word usage, while it's highlighting both impressive language and areas that could benefit from better choices, especially around pronunciation, sentence construction, and rhetorical devices. And finally, the word of the day. Today's word of day is enterprising. Enterprising means ready to take on new projects or ideas, showing initiative or resourcefulness. I would also pay attention to any synonyms that you're using. For example, an example of usage of this word is an enterprising individual doesn't wait for change, they create it. This is aligned to the theme today. Couple of synonyms would be dynamic, forward thinking, proactive, self motivated, action oriented. I'll pay close attention to this usage and come back to you with my report when called upon by General Evaluator towards later part of the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Nancy, for the introduction of your role. So we are all enterprising in our endeavors in the use of the rhetorical device, right? Okay, finally, now on my team is the listener. She is quite a detective of the day, and she'll be tuning into every twist of phrase, the witty words that use, the whisper of wisdom, if any. So, and the listener for today will be Toastmaster Priyanka Mehan. Toastmaster Priyanka, she works as a research associate at a UK-based KPO. She's passionate about her personal growth, and when she's not diving into that, you will likely find her lost in music. Over to you, Toastmaster Priyanka. Please explain your role.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as the listener of the day, I will be paying close attention to what is being said, from speeches to evaluations and everything in between. And at the end of the meeting, I will pose a few brief questions to check how attentively we have all been listening. So all the very best to every speaker. Thank you, and back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka. Fellow Toastmasters, together me and my team will aim to provide a holistic evaluation experience. So stay tuned for this constructive review towards the end of the meeting. And back to you, TMOD. Do we have any?
A
You're
big
on
round
mute.
of a big round of applause for Toastmaster Renu Kaushal and all role players for explaining their roles so well. Now we move on to the prepared speeches segment. In Toastmasters, every speech is an example of vision in action. From choosing a topic to crafting a message and delivering it confidently, it is all part of personal transformation. Let's welcome our speakers who have taken that step and put their vision into words. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Sreehari Acharya. Sreehari Acharya is an engineer by profession and a learner at heart. He enjoys reading books, working out, and has recently begun his journey into public speaking. He is going to deliver Level 1 Project 4 of the Pathway Presentation Mastery. The project name is Evaluation and Feedback. Speech duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. His speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Kala and Toastmaster Sudharma Pereira. So let's welcome our first speaker, Toastmaster Sreehari Acharya. Toastmaster Sreehari Acharya, laugh your abs off. Laugh your abs off, Toastmaster Sreehari Acharya. Over to you.
I see a hand raised by General Evaluator.
Yeah. Yes, Sreehari, your evaluator will be Toastmaster Stephan. Yeah. We will just have a cross check, like, are they available in the room?
Okay. I
Yeah,
thought it would
TMOD.
be Kala and Sanjay.
No, yeah. Yes,
Okay.
they will be.
Sure.
You mentioned, TMOD just mentioned about Sudharma, so just I was
Sure.
updating about, right.
Okay.
Excuse. Evaluating or who will be evaluating second?
Yes, yes, Stephen,
Yes.
you're saying something?
Yeah, I was told that I was evaluating speaker two, and I was
Yes,
evaluating
yes,
one of
you
the
are.
speaker two.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for
I'll
the
be
clarification,
evaluating.
General
Yes,
Evaluator.
Sanjay and Kala will be evaluating. All right. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Isn't it strange that when we laugh, our breathing pattern changes? We might also feel achy and weak at some of the body parts. But what if I told you we could all laugh our way to six-pack abs? Yes, because when we laugh, ha ha ha, we contract our abdominal muscles, giving them a little workout and toning them into six-pack abs. I know that can be a bit of a hyperbole and we might not exactly develop a six-packs, but hey, congratulations. If you have laughed or chuckled at that silly joke, you have burned half a calorie, which is the same amount in one popcorn. If you laugh for 10 to 15 minutes, you would burn about the same amount of calories in 5 minutes of aerobic exercise, 10 minutes of dancing, and 15 minutes of milking a cow. So if you have been sneaking into the farmhouse to get some exercise, stop it right there. You just laugh for 10 minutes instead. If you do that for 1 year, you'd lose about 2 kgs of body weight. And if you do that for lifetime, you increase your longevity and you become a healthier and happier person. So besides just burning a few amount of calories, why should we take laughter seriously? Let's see what else it has got for us. Starting with benefit number 1, it brings people closer together. Imagine a time when you're sharing a laughter with your family or friends, you're not just sharing a laughter, you are building trust, rapport, and emotional support. There are plethora of studies explaining how when we share a laughter, that increases bonding and cooperation among social groups. It is also shown to increase morale and team productivity in workplaces. So hashtag memes builds teams. Benefit number 2, you become socially attractive. Laughter in social situations reflects in confidence, emotional intelligence, and approachability. A study by the Stanford University explains how people who are able to elicit laughter in others are seen as more charismatic and socially intelligent people, making them more approachable and likable and attractive. So you become happier, healthier, and hotter. Benefit number 3, it eases tension and anxiety. Think about it. Have you ever felt that tingling sensation, that anxiety, that butterflies in your stomach? No, I'm not talking about that butterfly that happens to you when you stand paralyzed in front of your crush. I'm talking about that butterfly that most of us feel when we attempt a table topic or when we do a speeches. So instead, what if we start our speech with a laughter? Or what if we strike up a conversation with a laughter as an icebreaker? It eases up tension. Last Saturday morning on the Toastmasters meeting, I attempted a joke master role. And I bravely opened the statement saying, I see Toastmaster role as a social service. Because if nothing else, all your confidence goes up by looking at the way I fumble at my joke. I opened with a joke. Indeed a bad one, but that did elicit some amount of laughter and chuckle in the room. Everybody relaxed, I relaxed, and that eases some tension. You know, that kind of tension where we, with sweaty palms, knees weak, arms heavy, and mom's spaghetti kind. Laughter is shown to decrease our stress hormone cortisol and known to increase endorphins. But there is a fine line. Having said all these benefits, there is a fine line between delivering a healthy amount of comedy and becoming outright offensive or sometimes even outright cringe. They say laughter is the best medicine. Indeed, a laughter might not fix a broken leg, but it might fix a broken mood, a broken team, or it can be used as an icebreaker in any speeches or conversations to ease us up. So go ahead and laugh more, a little more louder, a little more and a little more often. It does not cost us anything. So go ahead and laugh your abs off. Thank you, and over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Let's have a big round of applause for Toastmaster Sreehari Acharya. You truly connected with the audience and both with your words and your presence. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Rashika Suneja. Rashika is a committed Toastmaster with over 2 years of experience, having served as both Vice President Education and President at Noida Expressway Toastmasters Club in consecutive terms. She brings a unique blend of academic and professional expertise, holding dual postgraduate degrees in English and psychology. She currently works as a career coach, guiding individuals towards meaningful and purpose-driven paths. Outside her coaching practice, Rashika channels her creativity through crafts, painting, poetry, and finds music to be a deeply therapeutic outlet. Passionate about mental health and spirituality, she actively shares insights on these topics through her Instagram platform, striving to foster holistic wellness and mindful living in her community. She is going to deliver Level 3 Project 1 of the Pathway Motivational Strategies. The project name is Understanding Emotional Intelligence. Speech duration will be 5 to 7 minutes. Speech title is Just Feel It. Her speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Sanjay Jain and Toastmaster Puneet Surana. So let's welcome our second speaker, Toastmaster Rashika Suneja. Toastmaster Rashika Suneja, just feel it. Just feel it. Toastmaster Rashika Suneja, over to you.
Thank you. I just wanted to cross check if you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Perfect. Thanks for the thumbs up. Ever had a plan that you were ready to say no to until one look changed your mind? Back in 2012, my college planned a trip to Manali. The campus was buzzing, giggles, excited faces, and a big bold notice on the board. I walked past it. While my friends were busy making plans, I simply refused by explaining, I just don't like staying out. They didn't give up. They cajoled me a lot. Still, my mind was like a locked suitcase. Then I saw a disappointed face. No words, just silence and soft eyes. I said, okay, I'll think about it. Went home, had a words with my parents. They agreed. They even gave me the trip fee. The fee was in my hand, but yes was still stuck in my heart. Next day, when I went to college, my friend looked at me with hopeful eyes and mentioned one statement. I really want to go, but I'll only go if you will accompany me. Otherwise, I'll also miss this chance. Sometimes it's not logic that changes your mind, it's emotion. When I went to fill the form, tears started rolling down my cheeks. They felt on the paper, smudged the ink. It looked more like a water painting than a document. I wiped my tears, took a deep breath, and signed. That day, I realized emotions are contagious. Her disappointed face changed my no to a yes. My trip to Manali began not with a yes, but with a sigh. Though we had fun on the trip, but I didn't go to another one again. One emotional roller coaster was enough. Another time, my family planned a trip to Vaishno Devi. Tickets were booked, everyone was excited. Still, my response was the same. I just don't like staying out. It was my Bhabhi's first trip after marriage. She shared a special comfort with me that she didn't share with anyone else yet. She needed me, but I couldn't be there for her. It wasn't just hesitation, it was something deeper that I couldn't explain. Neither wanted to experience that. Whenever low, my friend kept checking me. What happened? What's wrong? I every time stood silent. With time, my friend started distancing. At that moment, I didn't notice, but now when I reflect, I realize my emotions built walls not just inside me, around me as well. Emotions are like Wi Fi signals. The moment the network weakens, the connection breaks. At that moment, I started shutting down myself emotionally. I used to seal my lips whenever I come across any heavy emotion. During my master's in psychology, while learning a few exercises, I learned how to name emotions, how to feel them, how to release them. That turned out as a blessing for me. I learned how to map your emotions, how to color them, how to name them. I realized that whenever I was angry, sad, disappointed, or upset, I used to seal my lips. I learned when I was getting offended, when I was emotionally shutting down, what I was feeling, how I was reacting. One thing that helped me the best at that moment was self reflection. I became aware that whenever angry, I used to shut down. No words, no clarifications, no explanations, just being with myself into my thoughts and emotionally shutting down. With that exercises, I became conscious of my feelings and associated emotions with that. Now I also shut down sometimes, but I'm aware when I do, why I do, and how I react. Friends and Toastmasters, if you want to start your emotional growth journey, just feel it. F. Find your emotion. Try to name them. E. Experience them without judgment. Secondly, express them in a healthy way. L. Let it release. Remember, healing does not happen when you hide it. It happens when you feel it. So just feel it. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashika Suneja, for your inspiring delivery. Now it's time for one of the most valuable parts of the Toastmasters meeting, the evaluation segment. This is where we give and receive constructive feedback. It's how we grow step by step from good to great. To lead this segment, I now hand over the session to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. Over to you.
Thank you, TMOD. For the benefit of the guests present in the room, I'll just explain how we are evaluating our speakers. For each speaker, there are two evaluators. It is to ensure that there is a comprehensive and a focused evaluation, and the scope of each evaluator is very clearly defined. While the evaluator one will be focusing on the areas which are what is being said, and the evaluator two will be focusing on how it is being said, right? So right now we have for the first speaker, Sreehari Acharya, Toastmaster Sreehari Acharya, we have the first evaluator. She is Toastmaster Kala. Toastmaster Kala is a working as a superintendent in water board. She loves to play badminton and her passion is attending Toastmaster meetings. Over to you, Toastmaster Kala.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests, especially Toastmaster Sreehari Acharya. Sreehari Acharya, today you have done a wonderful job. First of all, congratulations on completion of your L1P4 project. Your speech is very well structured speech. Your opening and then body and conclusion was amazing, and the speech meet its purpose. Clarity was there, and we could see audience awareness. Each one of us were very curious that what you're going to deliver in the next moment. And comfort level throughout the speech, you are very comfortable. I didn't see elsewhere that you are nervous. And first, you have opened with the six pack apps, and then you have guided us that how laugh burner calorie, and then uses of laughter, and you also said that how your own example of joke master. Yes, everything was well done, and a small recommendation from my side is that though the speech is about laugh your apps off, we all are expecting that you are adding some more humor in your speech and you're going to crack more jokes. But I think it would have missed in your speech. And eye contact, you were focused only in this direction. Instead of that, try to focus your eye contact left, right, and then direct all the degrees so that you can have good audience responses. And then gesture, you can use your free hand gesture, and then though the speech is about laugh, you can use gestures or you can use laughs in your ears like like you can make use of it. And then otherwise it was a very good speech. We would love to see more good speeches from your end. All the very best to all your further speeches. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Now I call upon the second evaluator for speaker one, and he is Toastmaster Sanjay Jain. Toastmaster Sanjay Jain is a chartered accountant by profession, and he is a okay. He's a proud parent of two lovely children, and when he is not immersed in his balance sheets or Toastmaster meetings, Toastmaster Sanjay enjoys playing cricket, engaging in strategic games of chess, and even exploring new places through travel. It's over to you, Toastmaster Sanjay.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for giving me the opportunity. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. Today, I had the absolute pleasure of evaluating Sreehari Acharya's speech titled Laugh Your Apps Off. Sreehari, congratulations on delivering your level 1 project 4 speech with such a confidence and energy. Your topic, laughter, was both refreshing and relatable, and you delivered it with great sincerity. First, I will tell you about the strength of your speech. Sreehari, one of your biggest strength was your powerful voice. Your clarity and the pay ensured that every listener could follow your message without efforts. You demonstrate a great stage presence, your confidence, posture, well-timed movement, and hand gestures complemented your delivery well. You use strong, vivid language that effectively conveyed the benefits of laughter. The audience could clearly understand not just humor, but also deeper message about health and emotional well-being. Your comfort on the stage was evident, and your overall body language showed readiness and enthusiasm. Now let us discuss about an area of improvement. The first one is voice modulation. Your voice maintained a consistent tone throughout the speech. Varying your tone, pitch, and pay, especially when shifting between humor and serious points, could add more dynamics and emotional depth to your speech. The second one is audience engagement. You could have made the experience more immersive, which the first evaluator also has told that you could have added the audience, like make them also laugh and then start your speech or something. So it would have hooked your speech. The audience would have from the starting. The challenge, what I give you is as a next step, I encourage you to experiment with rhetorical device like rule of three and work more with your facial expression to match emotional tone of each segment. Conclusion, Sreehari, your speech was enjoyable, informative, and delivered with confidence. With just few refreshment in your vocal variety and interactive energy, you will evaluate elevate your delivery to the next level. I'm excited to see you grow from here. Thank you and all the best for your next speech here.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjay, for your evaluation. And now I will share my bit of feedback for you, Sreehari. Laugh your raps. Well, I found it a very confident delivery. I could see a lot of use of your virtual space where you were using very open hand gestures. And I really appreciate your courage of experimenting with the genre of humor. And it was a very good an attempt, I should say. But then I second Toastmaster Kala when she said that you could introduce more like bits and bits over here to engage the audience with some humor in your speech. And I'm really looking forward that you apply since this is your first speech in this project, and you will be able to apply that feedback in your coming next speech. Right? All the good luck to you. And next, we move on to our evaluation for the second speaker, Toastmaster Rashika. So our first evaluator for Toastmaster Rashika is Toastmaster Stephan. Toastmaster Stephan, are you here in the room?
Yes, I'm here.
Right. Toastmaster Stephan is he's joined us as an HR executive and at Jaffarji Brothers. And if I'm right, Toastmaster Stephan, you are from Sri Lanka.
Yes, I am from Sri Lanka, yes.
Yes. Okay. And he's currently serving as a president of Nigambo Toastmasters. Over to you, Toastmaster Stephan.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and especially Toastmaster Rashika. What an insightful delivery of a speech that was. An insightful speech. Why? Because your speech titled Just Feel It made us feel what you want to say. So first and foremost, I would like to mention that the overall content hovered within your personal experience. So you started off brilliantly by using one of the basics of Toastmasters. What? The question, the hook. You ask a question for the audience to think about something, and then you reel the audience in. So for an example, you asked us about confused emotions. And then therefore we started thinking about those specific situations. And then thereafter, you took us through the journey of your trip to Manali, if I'm not mistaken. And I loved the way you said a trip that began with not a yes, but a sigh. That was a powerful way to say that it was not something that you really wanted to do, but it was something that you had to do in a sort of a way. So a brilliant delivery on that sense. And then what I loved more was about the fact when you said emotions built walls not only inside of myself, but also outside. And then you spoke about the analogy of how it is like a Wi-Fi signal. I like how you use these analogies. When you use analogies, basically the entire audience will be, grasping these complex situations, complex ideas very easily. So I believe you did a good job when it comes to explaining the things to the audience. And I believe you identified the purpose of giving this speech because you understood the audience and therefore you toned it accordingly. And how can we make this speech better? What I felt was that the speech can be divided into two sections. One, before the lesson, and two, after the lesson. So before the lesson, you took us through, you told us about you shutting down and, building walls and whatnot. And then you told us after the lesson about, being aware of your emotions and then the response you give to those emotions. For an example, you said when you're angry, you completely shut down. And thereafter, you gave us what you would do, self-reflections. This is fine, perfectly fine. You gave us the problem and then the solution. But what about the in-between? I would like it if you could dive more into the process in which you learned about handling these emotions, because that's where the learning is. So yes, you did brilliantly by opening up and then giving out the message to the audience. However, I would prefer if you could try to, expand on the learning curve that you had. Overall, it was a good speech, an insightful speech. It was a very colorful one with a personal story, and then you had a brilliant start to it, and then you had a good content about emotional intelligence, and then you told us about the learning of it. Just try to focus on the in-between, the process, and then it would take it to a whole new level. Overall, a brilliant speech, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Stephen, for such a beautiful evaluation. Next, I would like to invite the evaluator two, Toastmaster Puneet Suran. Toastmaster Puneet is a dynamic force in the world of ideas and inspiration. He is the producer and host of the Galata Post podcast, a show that lives up to its name. Through a powerful conversation with change makers and entrepreneurs, Puneet explores the chaos behind creation. He's uncovering stories of ambition, team building, and the relentless pursuit of knowledge. He's known for his sharp insights and contagious energy, and Puneet now has become a motivational voice for many young dreamers. His work not only informs but invites action. Over to you, Toastmaster Puneet.
Thank you, General Evaluator. A quick mic check, if I can get a quick thumbs up.
Yeah,
Audible, visible, thank
yes.
you. Okay, hi all. Welcome guests, members, and my target speaker in particular, Rashika. I would take the speech title to use as an evaluation for you. Feel it. I feel you had the right facial expressions throughout the speech, which is what F is for. You were expressive and engaging throughout the speech because you were very descriptive with your words, with your gestures, with your voice. The next E is you were energetic. You're like this bundle of boundless energy bouncing through the screen. I don't think you left a single pixel unoccupied throughout the stage time. L is you had a mastery of language. You were very descriptive, like Marcello, Toastmaster, the evaluator Stephan Marcello mentioned. You had a lot of analogies and descriptions. And I can understand from a background in English, it flows naturally. Now, what you could probably improve is it. I is to be having a sense of internalizing the script. There were moments where you spoke about you being teary-eyed, you being angry, but you had a smile on your face. Now that betrays what you're saying. The audio did not match the video. So you need to internalize the script. Maybe pause for a moment, gulp down, and let the audience feel that you're feeling sad. Maybe raise your volume and tighten up your muscles in your face just so they realize you're angry. That is how you internalize a script. The second aspect is touch points. We gotta have detail in touch points. If I may, I would suggest for an expressive speech like this, not wearing a spectacle will help so I can see your eyes. If you can't do that, I would at least advise to prop up your camera at your chin level so I can see your face. I feel like you're talking to me versus looking down at me and sharing. If I may extend this further, the touch point is you also got to be aware and mindful that we need to speak and wear formal clothes. We can't come in our night suits. And another touch point that I would really look at is what are the emotions that I'm going to be touching upon and what story is the most relevant to it. We had 3 different stories without a transition. Maybe you could have just picked one emotion and traced its entire journey. Or, like Stephan mentioned, got into the details of how you grappled with an emotion instead of having 3 separate stories. And then, after the green card was up, using Feel It as an acronym, I would instead use one, at most 2 stories, and have the right touch points so the audience can see me and, more importantly, feel what I felt. Okay, so quick summary: feel it. You had the facial expressions, you were very engaging, you were very energetic throughout the speech, you had the language in place. The only 2 aspects is you got to internalize your script, so there is integrity, and you got to have the touch points sorted. Looking forward to your next speeches. Thank you, and back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneet, for your evaluation. And just a quick word, Toastmaster Rashika, for you. So what I felt was you have a very well structured speech, and this where I experienced very smooth transition during your speech between the interaction when you shared your personal anecdotes, and when finally you concluded with your learnings. And I really enjoyed your speech, especially the lots of local variety, the facial expressions that you showed, and the gestures. And I find that it kept the audience very much engaged to the screen. But what I was looking was something like how your emotions were affecting the relationships. I was like, I think somehow I missed that connection in the speech, and that was again your objective and of the speech. So that would be my only recommendations, to connect with your objective of the speech. Thank you so much, Rashika, for your speech. We really enjoyed having you in our club. Thank you.
Renu, you're speaking
Renu,
on
we
mute.
lost your audio.
Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. So we really had a very nice evaluation session, and I could see that all the evaluators complied with the focus area that they were assigned to, and all the feedbacks. I'm looking forward. All the speakers are going to put them into good use. Right now, I would just like to call upon the role takers from my team. First, I would like to know from the timer, are there any disqualifications? Toastmaster Gurdit, do we have any disqualifications?
Yes. Team evaluator, team Stephan Marcello, he has exceeded his time limit. He has taken 4 minutes and 17 seconds. That is way beyond the 3 minutes and 30 seconds time limit. The rest, everybody has qualified. It's within the time limit.
Okay, thank you so much, timer. Can you please share the timer sheet in the chat box, please?
Sure.
Next, I would like to invite the language evaluator, DTM Nancy. We're looking forward to your report, please.
Allow me a minute. I'll quickly share my screen.
Yeah.
Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. 1 second. All right, so I made a note of rhetorical devices, pronunciations, word of the day usage, noteworthy phrases, and a few areas of improvement as and when the speakers were taking up stage. It's quite a lengthy report, so I'll try to make it as brief as possible and then mention the noteworthy points. Starting with word of the day usage, I only had one person using this word, that's enterprising. That was used by our Toastmaster Renu, our general evaluator, only once in the meeting. Now, starting with Priya Singh, we had a rhetorical device usage. Today, the rhetorical device that was highlighted during the meeting was alliteration and rule of three. I think many of the speakers who took the stage today, they have used this rhetorical device. Priya Singh started with communication, confidence, career, alliteration, as well as rule of three, both. Then we have then we had Samita Kar, confident communicator, again alliteration, clear and inspiring goal. That's just a noteworthy phrase. Um, she said all the Toastmasters, visiting Toastmasters. When we are saying all the Toastmasters, it's already covered in that part. So rather you say all the Toastmasters and guests, or all the Toastmasters, just leave it there. Just don't use visiting Toastmasters separately because we have already covered it. Our guest Sushma, while introducing herself, she said, I work on submitting dossiers. It's not dossiers, it's dossier. R is silent here in terms of pronunciation. There was a constant use of very, the word very, from Toastmaster Mamta. It's not very relevant, it's relevant, where we can use relevant word independently. Let's keep the momentum going. Let's keep the momentum going on is the area of improvement. But she had, again, a plethora of usage in terms of rhetorical devices. Some noteworthy ones are rule of three, then three segments, educational speech, speeches, and evaluation, again, rule of three. Our timer had couple of ahs and ums while delivering his talk on what the timer role is, but also at the same time he used epithet. This is epithet when we have successive usage of the last few words like minutes, minutes, minutes consecutively. Then we had Toastmaster Mamta. Pronunciation issue here. It's Toastmaster. I believe it's mother tongue influence. That will take some time to go, but it's not Toastmaster, it's Toastmaster. When we are saying M&A scenarios, it's better that we use the full form. Use merger and acquisition here because most of the people here are not from the same domain. When we are using hush hush, it's onomatopoeia. It's like adding a sound to what we want to say. Clear, concise, alliteration, clear, concise, and beautifully delivered. That's rule of three. Startup MNCs, consulting firms, rule of three, and couple of others. I'll just mention the noteworthy ones. Our educational speaker again used many noteworthy phrases like quarter on quarter, X factor, complex business transformations, hand in hand. Hand in hand was used by guest. Then couple of anaphoras, rule of threes, and hypophoras. Hypophora is when you ask a question and then you know what the answer would be. You don't wait for the answer from the audience. So he also used hypophoras. A quick question for the audience. CEO chair, is that an alliteration? If you're listening to me. CEO chair, is that an alliteration?
No,
Yes or no?
no, it isn't.
Okay, that's correct. It's not an alliteration, although while we are writing this, it comes as CC together, but the sounds need to be similar. Sounds of the consonants, the first consonant needs to be similar. So it's not an alliteration. High, medium, and low, rule of three, anaphoras. He also used epistrophe here. That's and you. Yes, you. That's adding a lot of value by using epitrophy. Very high performance. We could have said high performance, or we could have said the performance was good. But he used the word very, which also means a lot of high in terms of high performance. So that's tautology we are using. In this kind of circumstance, in such circumstances, in this circumstance is what we generally use. But when we are saying the same thing using a lot of words to add impact, that's pleonasm. That's what he used. The more the network, the better the chance. Anaphora again. Prioritize for potential investment since we are having consecutive sounds of per here. Again, it's alliteration. Hand in hand was used in the chat box. It was not mentioned during any of the speeches. Then Amit Otwani again. I'll just skip these. Then by Chanchal, there were a couple of R's and arms. The question is focused on we can, these R's and arms appear when we are not very prepared with the content that we are going to speak on. So that's the reason, since it was something he was asked to speak impromptu, he couldn't frame his thoughts around. That's the reason he's having a couple of R's and arms. Similarly, for Sushma Polishetty and Renu Kaushal, who's the general evaluator. For Samita Kar, you can unmute or you can talk about it. That's anaphora. Your thought, your experience, anaphora. This is what is happening to me in this cycle. That's a lot of words, but not adding impact. So when a lot of words are used, but it's not adding any impact, like we saw here, for pleonasm. This is not pleonasm. This is just simply not adding any impact. So we need to be concise and clear. Reduce the number of words. All these words were not were not required. We could have simply said, that happened with me. Or be concise when you are narrating your story overall. Career transitions, manager transitions, it's epistrophe, not epithet. My bad. On your performance, on your goals, anaphora again. Samita has also used polysyndeton. I am not sure what it was for. Polysyndeton is when you are using conjunctions over and over to add an overwhelming effect. That is used later on by one of the evaluators as well. I'll bring it up again. Mamta, lot of rule of threes as well as alliterations, very well done. We had some personifications as well. Eye-opening sessions. Sessions don't open your eyes. It's just personification of the word session here. When we say eye-opening session, dive into the second segment, we don't actually dive into it. So again, we are personifying the segment here. Renu used how this time is being managed, how the content is being shared, how everything is being evaluated. That's anaphora. At the same time, we are using passive voice here. How the time is being managed, that's passive voice. What went well, what could be done better? Again, anaphora, speech or speaking, alliteration. This is rule of three. So these were a couple of, again, similar usages of alliteration rule of three. Timer is heartbeat. If timer is heartbeat, the language evaluator is so and so. We are personifying the timer role as well as the language evaluator role. Enterprising in our endeavor, that's where she's using alliteration. Whisper wisdom, alliteration. Lost in music, we don't get lost in music. Again, personification of music. Pose a brief questions. I really like this phrase, the way she has mentioned, Priyanka Mehan. That's a noteworthy phrase. We generally say, I'll throw questions, I'll come back with my questions, but she said, I'll pose a few brief questions to the audience. That's something we can use going forth. Then, isn't it strange when we laugh? That's a question. Hypophora. Hypophora was used by Sreehari. He was just adding those reflections for us, but he was not expecting any answer from our side. He was answering those things on his own. One pronunciation issue here. It's not hyperbole. It's not hyperbole or hyperbole. It's hyperbole. The correct pronunciation is hyperbole. It's not laugh. It's laugh. Ha 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 is onomatopoeia. The spellings are incorrect. We need to, I'm not aware of the spellings for onomatopoeia, but I know this is onomatopoeia when we are using sounds in terms of words. Then rule of three was used in abundance. Butterflies in your stomach, the idiom that we use. Social service, alliteration, open with a joke, that's personification of a joke. Again, this is epistrophe when we are having successive closings. Sweaty palms, knees weak, that's being descriptive about a particular scenario. Laughter is the best medicine, that's a phrase that we use.
DTM Nancy, can we share this in the report?
Yes,
I
yes.
think it will be well appreciated by everyone. You have really spent a lot keen time listening to everyone and every detail of
I'll just
each.
summarize, Renu. Thank you for the
Yeah.
time check. Just for the pronunciations part, it's not therapeutic, it's therapeutic. For purpose driven, it's purpose driven. For facial, it's facial. That's pretty much it. And one more, my only recommendations. You say my only recommendation, not recommendations, because it's only or my recommendations. And lastly, we don't say TM this, TM that. Use the full form, that's Toastmaster. That's pretty much it from my side. Thank you so much for listening to this report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Can we have a big round of applause for our language evaluator for such an elaborate report for every participant in the room? Thank you so much for all your efforts, DGM Nancy. Now I'll just share my end of the quick report about the meeting that we had today. The meeting started right in time, setting up the following the long precedent that the Gabbys always hold of starting meetings in time, and the all players did their job very well going forward, and everybody's reports were very very confident reports. Okay, and now I'm forgetting about our listener. I know she must be I forgot about my listener. Can we have some quick questions from you, Toastmaster Priyanka?
Of course. Hi,
Sorry, I
everyone.
missed you. Sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. That's okay. So I'm back with my questions, and I hope you guys are ready for the rapid fire round. All right. So in Toastmaster Amit's educational session, what was the X factor which Priya did not possess to enter the corner office?
Potential.
Great. Right.
Potential.
Who is the vice president of education of Gabbys?
Nancy, DTM Nancy. And
Right.
Renu Kaushal.
What was the word of the day?
Enterprising.
Enterprising.
Right. What was the title of Toastmaster Sreehari's speech?
Laugh your
Laugh
Laugh your abs off.
Laughing your abs off, right. Okay. What subject did Toastmaster Rashika complete her master's in?
Psychology.
Psychology.
Again, correct. What country does Toastmaster Stephan belong to?
Sri Lanka.
Right. Absolutely right. So these were all my questions, and thank you for the quick responses. It shows how much you all were paying attention, and it is commendable. I think nothing makes a speaker feel more confident than an audience who actually listens. And I hereby conclude my part with the same. So back to the general evaluator.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Priyanka. I would really like to appreciate Toastmaster Priyanka for the use of how cleverly she made us use the word of the day. That was enterprising. When she asked, everybody did remember that, but they were very reluctant to use it. So now coming back to my end of the report, Well, I would like to, I have a feedback for all the participants, all the audience that is present in the room. Though the energy of the room was quite high, but I could see the many cameras were off. For the sake of the role takers, it would be appreciated the next time that you all are fully visible. And when you are like audience engagement is needed with respect to maybe a clap or an emoji on your screen. So it does help the role takers. Gives a very encouraging response to all the role takers. So I would just request all the members in the meeting that henceforth, whenever they are in the meeting, they do be encouraging by showing some emojis or expressions or coming on camera will be most appreciated. And that is my end of the report. Now I will just hand over back to the TMOD. Thank you.
Let's give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Renu Kaushal, all the evaluators and role players. Your feedback was constructive and gracefully delivered. What a powerful and purposeful meeting we have had. We started with a theme, vision to action, and we truly lived it today. Our education session on performance management in corporates reminded us how important it is to not just have goals, but to track them, refine them, and own them. Because in both business and personal growth, execution is everything. Then we heard speeches that tuned ideas into inspiration and evaluation that turned effort into excellence. And through every segment, we were reminded of one truth. Vision shows us the path, action puts us on it. Thank you all for contributing your energy, time, and spirit to today's meeting. Over to you, Presiding Officer Toastmaster Samita Kar.
Thank you so much, TMOD of the day. Let us hear it from all of you. A huge round of applause to the TMOD of her day as she took us from vision to action. What a lovely thought. We all love to dream, we all love to have a vision. That's the easiest part of all. But the vision without any action is just a vision. And we can dream on past the time. Nothing will change unless and until we work on that. That is what was beautifully said and demonstrated. When we had when she asked us to get those little items, we all were scrambling, and suddenly all our vision started getting into action. That was wonderfully done. So please keep on voting. The polls are up. Do not forget to vote. We have with us any guest in the group? Okay. I'll ask Toastmaster Stephan. You have come to our meeting for the first time. This is your first time here?
No, actually, a couple of years ago, I joined.
Okay.
Gabbys.
So please, we would love to hear from you a feedback, a quick feedback of
Yes. So, what I love the most, the unique feature of this club is that you have the listener. That's something that we do not see in most of the clubs in Sri Lanka in District 82. So I really like that part, so that everyone gets to, everyone is actually forced to listen to all the speakers, so that it is a more engaging session, so to speak. And at the same time, I loved how insightful all these reports were. So that's one thing that I love about Gabbys Toastmasters.
Thank you. so much. We love to hear what our guests have to say, because Toastmaster is all about improvement, and we would definitely like to hear from you and improve ourselves. Yes, listener role, as you have said. Thank you for it. Now, the most important part. Are you all waiting for the poll results? Yes, I can see that excitement. So, before I announce the poll results, one more reminder that the contests are around the corner. Please start preparing, and the moment we announce, we need all the members to come and join for the table topic contest, club contest, and the which contest do you have this time? I hope you all remember. It is the humorous.
Humorous speech.
Yes, yes. Bring out the humor in you. Bring out that element of making everybody around you smile. So the best speaker today is both our speakers. A big round of applause for Sreehari and Rashika. Both of them are the best speaker. Best evaluator is Toastmaster Puneet Surana. Best auxiliary role taker is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goel. And the best role player is our general evaluator, Toastmaster Renu Kaushal. With that, we officially come to the end of.
Can we have everybody on spotlight for the pictures? All the
10 a.m. It's a high. So for a picture, should we put some reaction buttons?
Please do. Can we have the speakers?
Speakers, both the speakers.
It's an unusual tie. It doesn't happen. It's very close, I think.
Really, it doesn't happen. So,
yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night, and see you on Saturday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.